Welcome to our presentation on a major strategic shift in the AI industry. Just 38 minutes ago, Wired.com reported that Nvidia has unveiled a new generation of open-source artificial intelligence models, positioning itself as a leading U.S. provider of transparent AI technology. This comes at a critical moment as Meta Platforms reportedly shifts towards proprietary offerings and Chinese AI alternatives face growing security scrutiny from U.S. government agencies. The timing couldn't be more strategic. Nvidia is stepping into a leadership vacuum at exactly the right moment. Let's examine Nvidia's new offering. The chip giant introduced its Nemotron 3 family, featuring models ranging from 30 billion to 500 billion parameters. The smallest model, Nemotron 3 Nano with 30 billion parameters, is available immediately, while two larger versions with 100 billion and 500 billion parameters are slated for release in the first half of 2026. Nvidia claims significant performance improvements, 4 times higher throughput than its predecessor, and up to 60% reduction in inference costs by cutting reasoning token generation. Most importantly, Nvidia is releasing training data and tools enabling government and business users to audit security and customize models. As Nvidia's VP of Generative AI Software, Carrie Breesky, told ZDNet, "I agree with the decline of Llama. I don't agree with the decline of open source." Meanwhile, Meta is moving in the opposite direction. The company is developing Avocado, a closed AI model expected to debut in spring 2026, according to reports from Bloomberg and CNBC. This marks a significant departure from Meta's long-standing open-source strategy, following disappointing reception to its Llama 4 models released in April. The decline has been dramatic. Meta's Llama models no longer appear in the top 100 rankings on the influential LM Arena leaderboard. This retreat creates a strategic opening that Nvidia is perfectly positioned to fill. While Meta moves towards proprietary control, Nvidia is embracing full transparency, a contrast that could define the next phase of AI development. The security dimension makes Nvidia's timing particularly strategic. Numerous U.S. states and federal agencies have banned Chinese AI models over security concerns. Texas led the charge in January 2025, with Governor Abbott prohibiting Chinese AI applications on government devices. Federal entities, including the Pentagon, NASA, and both chambers of Congress, have imposed similar restrictions. In June, bipartisan lawmakers introduced the No Adversarial AI Act to formally bar federal agencies and contractors from using Chinese-developed AI models. As Carrie Breesky told Reuters, "This is why we're treating it like a library. This is why we're committed to it from a software engineering perspective." Nvidia contrasted its approach with Meta, noting that even when collaborating to adopt Llama models, Meta refused to share training datasets. Nvidia's commitment to transparency is comprehensive. The company is releasing not just models, but training data and tools that enable security audits and customization. Carrie's library metaphor is revealing. It suggests accessibility, community building, and trust through transparency. This approach directly addresses government and enterprise concerns about AI security and accountability. In contrast, Meta's refusal to share training datasets, even with collaborators, reflects a more controlled proprietary philosophy. The difference goes beyond business strategy to fundamental philosophy about how AI should be developed and who should have access to understand and audit its workings. While Meta retreats and Nvidia advances, Chinese AI alternatives have been filling the vacuum. Chinese open-source alternatives like DeepSeek and Alibaba's Qwen have surged to nearly 30% of global AI model usage. This creates a complex security paradox. While these models are technically sophisticated and widely adopted, they face growing restrictions from Western governments over security concerns. The market dynamics are clear. There's strong demand for capable open-source AI, but governments want alternatives they can trust. Nvidia's transparent, US-based approach directly addresses this need, offering technical capability without the security concerns associated with Chinese alternatives. Nvidia's launch represents masterful strategic timing on 3 fronts. First, Meta's retreat from open-source leadership creates a market opening exactly when Nvidia is ready to step in. Second, government security concerns about Chinese AI create demand for trusted, auditable AI alternatives. Third, enterprise readiness for customizable AI solutions aligns perfectly with Nvidia's transparent approach. The performance specifications, 4 times throughput and 60% cost reduction, provide competitive advantages, while the transparency provides trust advantages. This 3-pronged opportunity positions Nvidia not just as another AI provider, but as the trusted alternative in a market segment suddenly facing both technical and security challenges. In conclusion, Nvidia's Nemotron 3 launch signals a strategic realignment in AI development philosophy at a critical moment. Nvidia emerges as the leading U.S. open-source AI provider just as Meta retreats to proprietary development. Chinese AI captures 30% market share but faces growing security restrictions. Governments demand transparent, auditable AI they can trust. Nvidia's library approach, with full transparency and accessibility, contrasts starkly with Meta's increasingly walled garden strategy. The performance breakthroughs combined with transparency create a compelling proposition for both government and enterprise users. The battle lines are now clearly drawn: open, transparent, community-driven AI development versus closed, proprietary, controlled ecosystems. Nvidia has positioned itself not just to compete, but to define the future of trustworthy AI.